Draw your knees into your chest. Then let the knees fall to the sides. Reach down in between the knees to grab the shins or the ankles. Little stretch to the insides of the legs. You could stay right here in stillness, or you could begin to draw one heel and then the other out to the side, getting a little deeper into the stretch, and also using movement to open. If you are moving one heel out at a time, come back to stillness. Then bring your knees together. Cross your right knee over your left one, so the right knee is right on top of the left. Then interlace your fingers behind the left thigh and draw the knees into the body. And you might rock a little bit side to side to explore the stretch. If you have any tightness down into your right hip, you're probably feeling a nice little stretch there. Now release your hands, uncross your knees, and switch, bringing the left knee on top of the right one. Interlace the fingers behind the right thigh and then draw the knees into the body. If you'd like, you can rock a little bit side to side. And release, uncrossing the knees. Interlace your fingers over the right knee as you extend the left leg along the floor. You could also interlace behind the knee. As you inhale, press the knee into the hands. As you exhale, lift the left leg all the way up. Breathe in at the top. Exhale to slowly lower the left leg to your mat. Do that 2 more times. Lift the left leg and then lower the left leg. See if you can, instead of letting the left leg plop down with gravity, can you slowly resist gravity to release the leg? When you've done 2 more, relax everything. Bring the right leg down beside the left one. You might feel a greater sense of length and spaciousness on the left side into the left hip. Then draw your left knee into your chest, interlace the fingers over the knee, press out through the right heel. Inhale the left knee into the hands, exhale to lift the right leg all the way up. Breathe in at the top and exhale to slowly release. Do that 2 more times. This is just as much about strengthening as it is about lengthening. And we lengthen as we lower down. After you've done 2 more, relax the right leg and then the left one. And you might feel a greater spaciousness now on the right side. Now bend the knees and bring the heels right underneath the knees. Feet are hip width apart. Let your arms come along your sides. Spread the whole hand across the floor. As you inhale, lift your hips up about 2 or 3 inches. Now keep spreading your hands across the floor for stability. Then lift the right heel as you root the left heel down. The left knee is right over the ankle. Then lower the right heel down. Lift the left one up. Root through the right heel. Knee is right over the ankle. And then release the left heel, lift the right one, and go side to side, strengthening the glutes, especially here, but also the legs. Do an equal amount each side so that the body is balanced. Then rise up onto your tippy toes and roll the spine down onto your mat. Release the heels and walk the feet wide. Bring your arms to a T with the palms face up. Then bend the elbows, drawing the thumbs toward the ears, but keep the backs of your hands on the floor. Slowly breathe in through the nose. As you breathe out, drop your knees to the right. Turn your head to the left and reach your left arm overhead along the floor, stretching the left side body. Then inhale to center and exhale, knees to the left, head to the right. Reach the right arm up and overhead along the floor, stretching the right side body. Then inhale to center, exhale to the side. Inhale, center, exhale, over. Go at your own pace. Opening the hips, the spine, the shoulders, and the neck. Do an even amount each way and then come back to center. Draw your knees into your chest and roll over onto one side. Press yourself to seated and come all the way over onto your hands and knees. You might bring some blocks up to the top of your mat, and you might cushion your knees with a blanket if you're on a hard surface. Come to table with the wrists under the shoulders, the knees under the hips, and spread the fingers wide. Take a little bend in the elbows. As you inhale, drop the belly down, lift the crown and tail up for cow pose, and really focus on contracting the back body. And then release as you exhale. Drop the chin and the tail as you lift the center of the spine up. Press the hands and the knees down. Really feel a stretch to the back body as you contract the front body. Then inhale to cow, contract the back body. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze those muscles. And then exhale, round the spine. Contract the front body as you lift the center of the spine up. And continue at your own pace. Squeezing and releasing all the tissues on the front and the back. Giving our vital organs a massage. Helping to tonify the nervous system. Do one more, ending in cat pose. And then come back to table. Now extend your right leg back and bring the toes to the mat. Drop the right hip down so the hips are level. Now press back into the right toes to feel a stretch come down into the back of the right leg. You might stay here, or you could lift the left knee up and draw it underneath you for flying pigeon. Wherever you land, lengthen heel to crown and breathe. Feel the breath expanding you down into the earth, up into the sky, out to the edges of the body. And then as you exhale, feel yourself relax into the pose. 2 more breaths. If your knee is lifted, bring it back to the earth. And then cross your right leg behind you over to the left side and bring your toes back to the mat. Now begin to stir the hips, drift them forward, circle them around, and then forward. Opening up the outside of the right hip, the top of the IT band. Reverse directions. And come back to stillness. Bring your right knee back to table. Take a slow breath in, rooting hands and knees down, lengthening tail to crown. Then exhale back to child's pose. Let the wrists relax, let the arms relax. Let your awareness go inside and rest for a moment. See if you can still feel the rise and fall of the energy as you breathe, the expansion and the contraction. Then inhale to table. Wrists under shoulders, fingers spread wide, little bend in the elbows. Then extend the left leg back, bring your toes to the mat, and then drop the left hip so the hips are level. Now press back into the left toes. Feel a stretch into the back of the leg. You could stay right here, or you could draw the right knee up and underneath you for flying pigeon. Wherever you land, lengthen heel to crown and take 3 breaths, feeling the energy expand out to the edges of the body as you breathe in. And then relax into the pose as you breathe out. Expand with breath. Lengthen as you exhale. Now relax the right knee down if it's lifted. Cross the left leg to the other side of the body, over to the right side. Toes come to the mat. Then circle your hips forward and around again. Stirring the hips to open up the outside of the left hip. Getting into the top of the IT band. Reverse directions. And come back to center. Bring your left knee back to table. Breathe in. Then exhale back to child's pose. Release the wrists. Release the shoulders. You might bring the palms together, the back of the head in prayer position. Bringing a little focus to this inward turning pose. Now relax your hands onto the floor. Inhale to table. Walk your hands 1 hand width forward so your stance is a little bit longer. Spread the fingers wide. Curl the toes under, take a breath in. Exhale, lift the hips up and press back to downward facing dog. Walk your dog a little bit, drawing one heel and then the other down to the mat. Working out any tension in the backs of the legs. Then come back to stillness. Let the heels drop down, the hips lift up. Whole hand is spread across the mat. as the shoulder blades release down and around on the rib cage. Now slowly breathe in. As you breathe out, draw the left knee underneath you. Plant the foot in between the hands as you drop the knee and uncurl the toes. Ankle is underneath the knee. Hips drop forward as much as is comfortable. Root the front foot down, draw your belly up and in, then inhale off the thigh and float the arms overhead. Anjaneyasana, knee down lunge. Now as you inhale, feel yourself expand down into the earth and up into the fingertips. As you exhale, relax and lengthen. One more breath in, expanding into the pose. As you exhale, cross the arms in front of you, left over right. Bring the hands to the hips. Inhale and sweep the left arm up and out to the side. As you exhale, turn to the left and let the left arm come down behind you. Turn the palm out. Feel the arm bone rotating all the way out in the shoulder socket. Gaze toward the shoulder. Notice this is a little bit of a balance pose. Then if you'd like a little more challenge with balance, turn your head all the way around. And then turn it to look back at the left shoulder. Inhale, sweep the left arm up and over, bring the hand to the right hip, giving your belly a little hug. Then inhale, sweep the arms up and open, knee down lunge. Exhale, bow forward, hands come to either side of the front foot. Now we have two options to get back to downward dog. You could go to table first and then press back. Or you could curl the back toes under, lift the back knee to come to low lunge, and then step straight back to downward dog. Take 2 breaths here in downward dog, expanding to the edges of the body, feeling how the breath roots you down into the earth, lifts you up toward the sky. And then as you relax, feel the body get more length and more space. Take one more breath in. Then exhale to draw the right knee underneath you. Plant the foot in between the hands. Drop the back knee, uncurl the toes. Bring the front knee right over the ankle. Drop the hips forward as much as is comfortable. Then root the front foot down. Draw your belly up and in. Inhale off the thigh. Let the arms come overhead. Knee down lunge. Inhale, expand, down, lift up. Exhale, relax and lengthen. One more breath in. Exhale and cross the arms in front of you, right over left. Bring the hands to the hips. Inhale, right arm sweeps up and open. Exhale, turn to the right and let the right arm come behind you. Turn the palm out. Let the gaze go toward the shoulder. And notice that this is a little balance pose. Now, if you're feeling like you want more of a challenge with balance, turn your head all the way around. And then gently turn it back. Now inhale, sweep the right arm up and over, bring the hand to the opposite hip, giving your belly a little hug. Then inhale, sweep the arms up and open. Exhale, bow forward, hands come to either side of the front foot. Now you can either curl the back toes under to lift the knee and step straight back to down dog, or you can go through table first and then press back. Your choice. No judgment. One is not better or worse. It's good to have different ways to transition so that you can adjust your practice to meet yourself wherever you're at each time you show up on your mat. Breathe in, take a little bend in your knees, then exhale to jump or step the feet to the hands and come to forward fold, Uttanasana. As you arrive, let your feet come hip width apart. That's 2 fists right next to each other. Shake the head a few times, yes and no, to let the neck release. Then draw your belly up and in and lift halfway. Fingertips rest on shins or knees. Shoulder blades come down the back as the neck lengthens. Exhale, bow forward to Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale to send the hips back, straighten the spine. Inhale, press to standing, arms float up and over. Exhale, arms to the side.